So, in what I think is probably good news, Carney and the Liberals are going to set up a new federal law enforcement agency specifically focused on financial crime. And honestly, we'll only be able to know how good or not good this agency is once it gets up and running and once they have results or don't have results and we see who's put in charge of it. But at least in principle, I'm really happy about this. This is kind of the opposite of what's been happening in America, as they've been defunding agencies that monitor and investigate financial crimes for a while, and look what's been happening. Let's be honest, while we may all love to see Canada as a nice place where, with rainbows and sunshine and whatever, we have multiple premiers who at least seem to be participating in financial crime left and right. And that can only happen when we as a society let rich people keep doing heaps of crime. Currently, the RCMP is expected to investigate financial crime, but this sort of work seems like it really does require a very specific skill set. And so having people who have that skill set be in charge and nurture the development of the agency seems like a good idea to me. Hopefully, this will allow the new agency to report back to Parliament on what sorts of technically legal but clearly unethical things that people who are also committing financial crimes do. And we can have some of our laws amended to make it less easy to do horrible shit with money. Because anyone who's been paying attention has seen over the last few years that the rich play by a very different set of rules than everyone else. Currently, we have heaps of money coming in from who knows where, resulting in fake videos being made, trying to convince people in Alberta that all the cool kids want to leave the country. And the more types of financial crime that we allow, especially high level stuff, the more that bleeds down into the rest of society. And we all know how awful the rich can get now, apparently. Also, the more that we cut back on financial crimes, the less likely there'll be a need for college kids to get out and protest and then have the normal cops used as stormtroopers to protect the interests of the rich. Again, I realize that in general, law enforcement does, favor the rich, but hopefully this will set some limits on the rich. I mean, they'll probably corrupt it, but we'll see. It's worth noting that the more that Canada can have strict requirements on things that affect everyday Canadians, the more large international businesses will be pressured to adopt international processes that meet our requirements, lest they have inconsistent policies across the globe. And if we implement law enforcement well in Canada, we may even be able to, by proxy, put a dent in some of the organized crime that has, a very strong grip on our chaotic neighbor to the south.